Captain Forest here, back with another Death Battle prediction video, folks. Now, I'm going to be talking about Ash Ketchum and Yugi, of course, respectively. Now, I'm not super knowledgeable on Pokemon. I know a little bit more about Yu-Gi-Oh than Pokemon, because I never really scaled Pokemon per se. I mainly watched it as as like a kid, as for enjoyment. I did look into some of the feats, but like I don't know all of them. So again, it's just a prediction video, so it's not anything crazy. I don't know what team they're going to have Ash use. I know they're going to probably have Greninja on the team, Charizard and Pikachu. I believe they're going to give Charizard the Mega Evolution. Now, I'd probably argue that like Ash's Pokemon pretty powerful. You know, like there's some mountain level stuff for Pikachu. You know, you've got his Pokemon like battling legendary Pokemon, which is insane. I don't know if they'll give him Mewtwo or whatever Pokemon he's canonically used. I know like Mewtwo has like a multi-continental feat or planetary feat. So there's some pretty decent stuff with like the legendary Pokemon. Legendary Pokemon are actually pretty powerful. So again, like Ash's team is pretty built different because of like how the Pokemon are on his team and how he utilizes them in combat. Now, I'm going to mention a few things as well, like when it comes to like Pokemon, like having a trainer by the Pokemon side really improves the Pokemon's ability in combat. You know, with the teamwork and the cooperation, it does make the difference in comparison to like like a wild Pokemon battling on its own. There isn't a lot of direction for it. So again, like having that trainer bond really does improve like a Pokemon's performance. It gives them like, it's almost like hacks in a way. Like for example, whenever like Pikachu is like getting beaten up pretty badly, like Ash's like determination and willpower kind of like helps Pikachu like push through adversity. And not just Pikachu, like his other Pokemon too, when they're getting pretty messed up. And like I think people underestimate that. Like that is actually like a real powerful thing in Pokemon, where they have like the trainers give like belief and like try to help their Pokemon, you know, fight through perseverance and stuff. Now, as for like other stuff for like Pokemon, in terms of like durability feats, like the Pokemon trainers or like the humans themselves do have some pretty good durability feats. Like some of the stuff they take, they really shouldn't even be taking. Like it'd probably kill an ordinary person. But anyway, like you've got Professor Oak taking a bunch of attacks from like the Pokemon he's observing and studying. You've got Ash himself getting electrocuted multiple times by Pikachu. So like just again taking hits from Pokemon he shouldn't take. So it's pretty insane. Like the durability feats that Ash has is, you know, that Ash has and in his disposal, I should say. Now that's pretty much it for like Ash. Again, not super knowledgeable on him, but I'll talk about Yugi. Now, I know a little bit more about Yu-Gi-Oh because I did scale it at one point, but like I looked more into it. So like the AP and speed stuff, again, like it comes down to like the Pharaoh. If you look at like the Pyramid of Light movie, where Yami himself was able to pretty much himself like transcended space and time. That's just how powerful the Pharaoh is. And then of course you have like Kyber himself being able to literally like make his mind ascend to such a degree, like to infinity, to the point where he's like ascending like literally the dimensional like plane of existence. And that was all Kyber, like his mental state did that. Like his mind was able to reach like a point of infinity and then just completely ascend like space and time itself, or like a higher dimensional plane. So I'll try and get those scans on screen. But anyway, like that's how powerful these like Yu-Gi-Oh characters are. Of course, you have like the Millennium items themselves. I believe it was the 8th Millennium item. This was like with the whole cubic stuff. Now, it took like all of the Millennium items to open up this dark dimension, which is like another plane of existence, is another dimensional plane. And like this dark energy, it was exuding with power. And this was all achieved by, again, all of the other Millennium items. Now, the Millennium items themselves are pretty powerful. They transcend time itself. They also have various degrees of hacks and abilities, like precognition, fate hacks, sealing, BFR, doing all types of nasty stuff to the opponent. It's been used many times, for example, like with Ishizu versus Kaiba. Again, like fate hacks, like Ishizu's Millennium item was basically allowing her to see steps ahead into the future. She knew that Kaiba was going to lose, so like she had like fate completely fixed. But like Kaiba, like with his own fate resistance, he was able to resist and completely counteract that fate, because he was fated to lose by using Obelisk, and instead of summoning Obelisk, he used Blue Eyes to get the job done. So again, like these characters have like nasty fate hacks and fate manipulation abilities, so they can easily turn the tide of battle when they're in dangerous situations. And like the heart of the cards is a real thing. Like belief is a real thing in Yu-Gi-Oh, and especially when it comes to like duels where it's life or death, and Yami himself is showing on many occasions to always come out on top in in most situations, with the occasional loss. When he lost to, for example, like he was destined to beat Kaiba, but literally he dropped the duel because Kaiba threatened to delete himself. And of course there was the Serial of Orichalcos whole arc where Yugi did lose that, unfortunately, but again there was a lot of context with that duel. But yes, the Yu-Gi-Oh cards themselves, like the descriptions, they have feats for the monsters as well. The card art also, like this is the thing as well, people underestimate Yu-Gi-Oh, or they just don't understand the context behind the card effects or the card descriptions, like the name, or like the artwork that's used. The artwork is telling a story, it's lore based. That's the thing with Yu-Gi-Oh, like everything is all lore based, with the pictures, with the traps, spells, and the monster effects. It all tells a story. And like, for example, you have dual terminal. So like if anyone wants to look at really good scaling, dual terminal is your best bet, because dual terminal has a lot of stuff as well, a lot of lore in that, the hidden arsenal stuff. But anyway, so like Yugi just has a lot of stuff he can use. He also has fate hacks as well, as mentioned. As for like speed, this is another thing as well. This was in Bonds Beyond Time. Like their own signature monsters themselves, the power that they possess, allow the user to like travel through space and time. So like that's what Jaden did, that's what Yusei did with the power of Crimson Dragon. He was literally able to time travel. Yugi time traveled as well, and Kaiba did as well. Like these other characters did it with the power of their monsters, the signature monsters, and it's very impressive. But overall, who do I personally think wins? I personally have Yugi winning in this situation. Like, I know it's a death battle situation, but like even if we like was to make things simpler and say that it was like equal stats, I just think Yugi just like he just out hacks his Ash's Pokemon team. He just bullies with hexes. I just think that Ash doesn't really have any way to counter a lot of Yugi's nasty abilities. Like, there's a lot of stuff I could go over, like death hacks, you know, mind manipulation, you know, corruption. There's so much stuff that Yugi has in his disposal, especially with the Egyptian god cards, and of course the Millennium Puzzle itself. And as I said, with like the, you know, the transcendences, the power of the Millennium items, I just think Yugi just speed blitzes and one shots with a Dark Magician, in my opinion. But I got Yugi winning this duel, literally. But anyway, that's my thoughts. Thank you guys for watching. Let me hear your thoughts down in the comment section. It's been real. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.